Hello everyone, welcome to week 9. It's very early in the morning, so that's why I'm speaking so quietly. And welcome to the weekly Nightfall strike. We will be doing Cerberus Vae III, and this is the first week ever where there is no burn modifier. So we have Angry, Juggler, and Light Switch. Light Switch basically making everything a one-hit melee kill, that is if they hit you. Juggler means no ammo drops for your current equipped weapon. And Angry means enemies will not flinch no matter what. So Cerberus Vae III is definitely not a cakewalk in itself. Even when we did have Arc last time, it was pretty tough. Weapons I'm going to be using, Devil You Know, Icebreaker, and the Swarm. You'll see why I'm using Icebreaker, but basically if you have an Icebreaker, you should definitely be using it. The Juggler is a bit of a pain in the butt, and you're gonna definitely want to be sniping, not just sniping, but also be doing solar damage, because a lot of bad things have solar shields. The regenerating ammo is very, very nice on the Icebreaker. Off to a great start here, by the way. Flipping my Sparrow, pretty good. But if you do not have an Icebreaker, any legendary solar sniper will do, and make sure before you even start this place, buy a lot of consumables. You're gonna want to have consumables on you just to make your life a little bit easier.
I've established a lane. We can track him and his guard.
So once again, I just drive like an idiot. I'm gonna flip the Sparrow. We're gonna ignore all this crap. We're gonna head inside, and I mean, this first area that we're coming up to, I think I do a test to see whether or not I can actually just blitz through everything on my Sparrow. This first area is still technically not a darkness zone. Everything is level 28, but it's not a darkness zone, so if you die in this room right here, it doesn't restart the mission. God, I am just the champion of driving Sparrows right now. So I'm not sure if I make a break for it. No. You can totally just blitz through this room if you are able to find a path through, but the odds are pretty likely that you're going to get mode bound by something, so I like to take out the Colossus, take out a couple more things on the ramp, and once those things are dead, you have a pretty decent shot at climbing up and out of this area without having to kill too much. Phalanxes are the most annoying. I kind of leave everything down there. I do think I'd die here because there's a Centurion that I wasn't expecting, yeah. And then I get slain by the Colossus. But as you can see, this is not a darkness zone, so if you die in here, it's not a big deal. So you don't have to kill that much, just enough to, you know, make sure there's a clear path for you. And jump over. You can, of course, kill everything in the room if you want to. It's just, you know, taking up a lot of time that you don't need to be taking. Wait behind those kind of canister things for the door to open. And we can just move on to the first part of the area that actually matters. We are entering a darkness zone.
Good news.
This is the place with all the interceptors and the 3 Cabal guards. So another thing you're going to need to look out for are the Scions. Now they do have void shields because of epic. So you're going to want void damage and solar damage. I like to do void damage on my heavy machine gun and solar on the sniper, just because the Icebreaker also does just a lot of damage in general. The Colossus, you know, just hang back, snipe his head off. You can go even further back from where I am and take him out, but we're just gonna pop a few shots on him. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And now we're gonna very carefully push up. Main thing to look out for is the Colossus right in front, and the 2 Imperial Centurions off to the left. Those should be the first things, or those should be your absolute priority in making sure that you kill. Obviously, I'm just killing some of these Legionaries because they're right in front of me and they're pretty easy to take down. So for the Centurions, obviously sniping is going to work best. Or if you want to use a rocket launcher, that works too, but sniping with an Icebreaker, very, very handy. And so just going to take him out. They will absolutely blast you with rockets, so you got to make sure you take out at least one right away. Otherwise, they are a very, very big nuisance. So working on the next one. Obviously, we do not want to rush this in any way, especially because we have no burn modifiers. The Colossus you can take out from very, very far away. He's not going to shoot you. The farther you are, the better. And 4. And so now we can move up. Remember, you definitely want to clear everything in the area. Don't leave anything up, because you don't want anything sneaking up on you. That's going to be your main cause of death in this area, is just maybe one of these scions sneaking up on you, or you getting ganged up on by a couple of enemies, and they're just going to one-hit melee you. It's over if you get meleeed. It's basically over. So be very, very cautious. Another Centurion on the side, but he's only an elite, so that's not a big deal. You can pop him with one shot with an icebreaker, assuming that's upgraded. These scions I really, really just like to annihilate, just because their shots are very annoying, and their energy arc wave is also very, very annoying, and it deals a lot of damage. Actually, it won't kill you outright, but it deals a ton of damage, and they're definitely not something you want to mess around with. So I just kind of like to blow them up as fast as possible with my heavy machine gun. And you can see, using anything other than void damage on those shields, really, really, really not very effective. I'm not sure what this guy's doing right now. Looks like he's doing a little dance, but yeah, so here's where angry comes into play. They will never flinch at all, so you basically only have their hand to start hitting, but you'll take them down eventually. So now here comes the drop ship. It's going to be a bunch of legionaries, a Colossus, excuse me, and, well, I think there's a Centurion there as well. I like to hide up here, just because the rockets, you know, they'll sneak in, but they're not going to deal a lot of damage to you. And the legionaries will, well, everything will flock to the middle of the area, but as long as you stay up here, a lot of the legionaries will start coming to you, and this spot is pretty safe, so it's just easy to take them out. Although this second guard will just totally start walking up to you and hiding out in this building, and you definitely don't want to take a fight 1v1, so as soon as he gets a little too close, you can back down. And I like to take care of the stuff on this opposite side first, especially the Colossus, because, well, the Colossus is Colossus. It's a big scary dude who you do not want to mess with at all, so we'll take him out real quick. And just a bunch of regular enemies, but soon we're going to be having some Imperial Legionaries and an Imperial Centurion spawning directly to our left. That is yellow health bars, and they come after a certain amount of enemies have been killed in the area. They don't really come at any set time, it's just how many things have you killed. So here they come now. And the Legionaries, you know, you can pop with a few hand cannon shots, but you definitely want to be careful of that Centurion, because he will mess your day up. The rockets themselves don't do that much damage individually, it's just he throws rockets at you non-stop, so you need to be very careful. Keep taking out Legionaries as fast as you can. They're very, very weak, and they can gang up on you pretty easily. The Centurion you're going to want to take out with some solar damage, preferably an icebreaker if you have it. And they really like to run away. Whenever you break a Centurion shield, the first thing that they're going to do is start running away. Actually, the first thing that they're going to do is do that giant strafe jump. So be ready for that. But then, if you hit them again, the only thing they're going to want to do is just run away. So be mindful of that when you're trying to chase one down. So you're definitely gonna want to kill everything in the area before taking on the rest of the guards, just because as soon as you kill the third guard, the next event will start regardless of how many enemies are still alive. So if that Goliath tank drops down and you're still fighting stuff, and you know, if you're not paying attention to the tank, then that's very bad, because those missiles are going to be a huge problem, as we'll see here in a couple of minutes. So right now I'm just finishing off literally everything besides the guards, just to make sure that they are the only things left. Once again, icebreaker, very, very big. Very, very handy with that regenerating ammo. If you don't have an icebreaker, like I said, any solar damage or very high impact sniper will do. And just bring an extra batch of consumables. But consider you kill a lot of things with your primary weapon, you shouldn't be too poor on special ammo. But after you kill those guards, here comes the tank. You're going to have a Centurion, a couple of Legionnaires spawn, and a Flayer, or a Scion guy. The Centurion you're definitely going to want to take out because he's the most annoying. The other guys you can kind of leave alone. So the Goliath tank actually doesn't have that much health when you're doing it solo. It's just that if you ever suffer a big hit from its cannon, you're dead. Instant death. And you should always assume that that rocket is always going to land in the worst spot imaginable. You know, never think to yourself, well, I'm hiding behind this rock. That doesn't matter because that rocket will always, always, always try to find you. So I'm hanging up on these upper tier rocks first because we don't want to get too close, because then the Goliath tank will start to get too close to that tree, and then it's increasingly difficult to hit him. I like to take out his left, our right first, just because I like hanging out on that left side around this big rock that's right in front of us. And if you get too close to that big rock, the tank's going to come a lot closer to you, and it makes it really, really hard to hit those right side kind of hover panel things. So try and take out the right side as quickly as possible. Here I'm just using a consumable to act like, you know, I don't have an icebreaker. But after you take out those two sides, fun fact, you don't actually need to take out all 4 of the legs, so to speak. As long as you deal enough damage, he will still explode, or the tank will still explode, but obviously if you can take out all 4 of them, you're going to be doing that nice chunk of damage, that 20,000 bonus damage for blowing one up. There you go. So you can see right here, he's almost dead. But that last one, I'm very, very wary, just because if you ever see that cannon start to fire up, you just need to bail on your situation as soon as possible. Like right there, I just see it burning or igniting, and I'm just, nope, nope. The only thing that's going to kill you on this fight is not being patient. If you are impatient, you are going to die. Otherwise, this is not very hard. It just takes a little while. You can see what I meant, you know, by now. The Goliath tank is up against that rock. He's not really moving, and that really makes trying to hit the right side very difficult because his right side is covered by rocks. So that's why I like to start up on the upper tier rocks first before I get close, so I can take out the right, or his left, our right side panels. So just, his health is really low, so I'm just going to chuck a couple of nades here. Maybe I speed this up. Alright, there we go. As soon as you start seeing all those immunes, that's when you know the tank's going down. You definitely don't want to start getting too close right away because that tank will absolutely ram the crap out of you. So, you know, wait for it to fully explode first, then go. So this next part coming up is, you know, we're getting pretty close to the boss fight now. And we're going to be going back into a public area. So everything's low level, nothing is really affected by the Nightfall modifiers. So you can just totally blitz right through this area. It's not a darkness zone, so if you die here, you're not going to restart the whole thing. Obviously, you shouldn't want to die anyway, but right here, most of the stuff was cleared out, so I just decided to head right on up. But if there is a lot of stuff there, you might want to take out at least maybe the Colossus, just so you have a bit of a safer entrance up here. So now we got one more room right before the boss. Nothing too crazy in here, just a lot of Imperials that you need to take out. The Phalanx notably being the biggest pain in the butt. But otherwise, just keep your distance from everything, and you should be okay. I don't just... Sometimes the hand cannon connects, sometimes it doesn't with that hand. I don't know. It's a very, very specific spot you gotta hit. There is a Centurion down there. You're definitely going to want to pop him pretty quick because his rockets are very, very annoying. You can see, popped the shield, he strafe jumped out of the way, and of course he's hiding behind some sort of pillar, right? Don't forget that you do have a juggler. So if you do have an icebreaker, keep getting as many sniper shots or sniper kills as possible so you can start getting ammo for your other weapons. Walking over this special ammo as if I did not have an icebreaker or regenerating ammo, so my ammo would be full at this point if I had a regular sniper rifle. So we take out the scions. We don't want to waste any more heavy. So now we're moving into the boss room. Now this boss is pretty tough. I shoot these legionnaires because I want some primary ammo. So I shoot them with the sniper. Sniper. There we go. So I tried this boss. This boss took me 5 attempts to do. All 4 previous times I tried to do it without the quote-unquote cheese spot, and I just couldn't do it. You'll see, I'll talk a little bit about it more, but this is basically the cheese spot. You hide behind these boxes. There's a very, very tiny hole where you can start shooting the boss. And, you know, some rockets will sneak in here and there, and he definitely can shoot in here if you're using this spot. You'll see, probably momentarily, you know, there we go. He can totally shoot inside here. So you definitely need to be careful. But this is basically the cheese spot. It dodges a lot of his damage and a lot of the adds. The problem is when he patrols away, which is around 75% health, or basically around 25% health that you take off of his health bar, is when he'll move to the other side. And that's when things get a little bit more tricky. Because, I mean, I do leave the cheese spot to actually get some more damage on him, to rotate him back over to this side. But the adds are a little bit of a pain in the butt. Not too bad at the very beginning of the fight, but much later on in the fight you'll see why this cheese spot is so good, I guess. Those phalanxes don't really do much. They tend to just walk towards to whatever side the boss is standing on, and they'll just sit there, so you don't really need to focus on them right now. The legionaries you definitely want to take care of, though, and the scions you're definitely going to want to take care of. You're going to want to kill as many adds as humanly possible. This guy, I don't know what happened to him. You're gonna want to take care of as many adds as possible because you don't want anything sneaking up on you. But eventually it's gonna get to the point where the adds become unmanageable, at least when you're doing it solo. So that's why we use that cheese spot, is so we can avoid a lot of the adds that spawn, because right now we're just getting red health bar guys. Pretty soon it's gonna be yellow health bars everywhere, and it's going to be non-stop. Basically, the problem here is that when I tried doing it in the non-cheese spots, by the time I had killed all of the adds, there was another set of adds spawning, and I just couldn't keep up with the damage. And anytime I wanted to pop damage on the boss, there were too many adds up, or I was too scared to actually try and fight the boss because, you know, all it takes is one melee hit for something to absolutely kill you. So that's why I end up using the cheese spot. I'm not proud of it, but that was the only way to really get it done. At least get it done for the video in the morning. So this is a spot that I found on the opposite side that works really, really well. It's in the corner. You're going to jump on this box, and then you're going to crouch. And you move up to a spot where you can keep popping his head, and his machine gun will absolutely not hit you. He will still fire rockets, but a lot of them are going to crash into the wall next to him. And only a couple of rockets are going to come near you. And that's very good. And so we're going to try and finish him off. Basically, the priority right now is to tip his health to around 50%. So we'll start moving to the other side, and we can start killing these Scion operants. So that's what he does. Poke some more damage on him as he's rotating over. Solid damage. So now we're going back to add duty. These legionaries just jumping in. Easy pickings. And we'll take one or two more out. Snipe this one. The phalanx Just because he's annoying. Just because he's standing there like a jerk. Ugh. There we go. So now here's what I meant by the phalanx, by the way. That's all they do. Typically, they would be shooting at you if you were standing in front of them, but if you're not, then they just kind of chill there. So, and I walk around to see if they had any primary ammo. Unfortunately, they did not. Walk over to the special, just to show that I would be picking up special ammo here. So around here is where the operants, the Scion operants are here, or spawn in. And these guys you definitely want to look out for because they don't go down that easy because they have yellow health bar. They have less multiplier, or a smaller headshot multiplier on them. So they will absolutely just walk up to you and punch you in the face. And if they do that, game over. You got to start all over again because it's a one-hit melee kill. This guy, I'm not sure what he's doing. I'm waiting for him to jump down. The safest spot is easily down low as opposed to up high because things will just jump down right in front of you. Like, there you go. There's the Scion who finally decided to jump down. Whiff on the nade because I'm really good at video games. And we take it out. A lot of ammo. Nice. So the phalanx is getting pretty annoying. We're just going to take care of them. And now we are headed back to the cheese spot. Probably. And this is the point in the fight where the ads just become unmanageable, at least by yourself. Those Scion operants spawn pretty frequently, and they seem to be set on a timer. I'm not exactly sure what the timer is, but it doesn't really seem to match up with the boss's health. Like usually, whenever you tip a boss to a certain amount of health, that's when ads typically spawn. Not with Valis though. He will continually spawn ads forever, indefinitely, and they're never gonna stop. So that's what makes this fight so hard. Solo is because you're trying to kill all the ads while maintaining your ammo, while avoiding the boss. Oh, by the way, once the boss hits 25% health, he starts to roam the area. That's what also makes this fight a pain in the butt, is that he just doesn't stand on the platform anymore, because if he did, the ads would be a little bit more manageable. But now, because he roams everywhere, you can see right behind me, oh crap, run, and I almost die here for sure. Gotta pop the bubble, just in a very bad spot. Here, the Scion operant's getting a little too close to me. I take a melee hit. I think I take a melee hit. I don't know, I take something very, very big, but right now I'm just booking it. Back to the safe spot. You know, this is the cheese spot, but if you are running into trouble, it's totally fine to come here, regen your health. But once you get yourself in here, it's very difficult to get out, just because there's always ads spawning on top of you, namely these phalanx. They're either elite or the Imperials, and there's a lot of them. Every time they spawn, I think there's 4 of them. And they're not a joke. They will clog up all of the holes that you can shoot through. So like you can see, it's just a giant shield wall in front of me. I can't really do anything until these phalanx die. And then they respawn every, couple of minutes. So plus along with the Scion operants. So this is why we use the kind of the cheese spot. Like I said, I tried not using the cheese spot 4 times before this one, before I was just like, okay, it's getting really late, let me try the cheese spot, see how it goes. And well, this video wouldn't be up if it didn't work. So Valis is gonna patrol a lot around the area. You gotta watch out for those rockets. This spot that I'm using right here, totally susceptible to damage. We can't use like any of these smaller areas unless he patrols over here, which, spoiler alert, he really doesn't. So basically our only chance to pop damage on him is those very, very brief windows of time where there's no ads up and he's in a spot where we can actually shoot him from the cheese spot. Because if you ever leave this spot, ads are just going to be all over you right away. So looks like most of these phalanx are dead. So right now I'm just kind of looking. You can see on our radar another wave just spawned, so I'm freaking out. Oh crap, gotta get damage on Valis right now while I still have a chance. And damage not going very well. So maybe I speed this part up because it's kind of monotonous. just a lot of phalanx killing. So fast forward. So we can see here, Valis is in actually a very, very good spot for me. I don't know how often he really patrols here, but this spot is good enough where I can actually shoot him. And a lot of the rockets that he shoots get just fired right into the thing above him. So I can pop a lot of damage on him. Here, I think I actually am going to change weapons pretty soon because my consumable timer is up. And since the icebreaker can only shoot at around 12 rounds per minute because of the way it gets back ammo, I just switch over to patience and time. Once again, any sniper will do. And I use a consumable just to speed things up. Instead of having to wait for my ammo to respawn, now I got 25 shots. And wait for him to come back. Come back. The cloaking on patience and time actually kind of works out in our favor because the thing stopped shooting me. So I'm going to pop some damage on him. And I back away after 4 shots. Just because I'm used to patience and time only having 4 shots. And we'll do a little bit more damage and he should go down. There he goes. So that is the Nightfall solo. You're going to need a lot of patience to do this one solo. Good weaponry will help, a lot of consumables, but basically it's just a lot of patience. If you don't have patience, if you try to rush anything while trying to do this solo, you're going to die. This was a pretty long solo. You know, most of them are usually around 15 minutes, but because we don't have the burn modifier, this was almost a half hour of doing the Nightfall. So rewards, what do I get? I get a legendary primary weapon engram that turned into a crappy pulse rifle. Yay! Anyway, guys, that is your solo Nightfall for week 9. Much tougher because no burn modifier, which I really think was a good move on Bungie's part. I think they actually made the Nightfall strike, you know, not a joke and actually kind of hard. So that's a refreshing change of pace as opposed to just being able to blitz through the entire strike with a primary weapon with an element on it. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.